Because if anybody would know, or chance of it, it would probably be someone like you.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, blame me. There you go. Now it's recording.
That was a compliment.
Now it's recording.
I'll still go with you first.
It's not now. It's record. You better. It is now recording.
Goody.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. Okay.
Goody. Wink,
So,
wink, wink.
so
Nudge,
this,
nudge.
yeah, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Yeah, that's it. So what did I just do?
Oh, I just found an article. One versus the other. How about that? Isn't that just funky dory convenient? It will answer my question, hopefully.
Right. Oh, for Squarespace?
The versus WordPress, the comparison. And it's from February 2017, so it's more recent. I wasn't even trying to look at a search engine. I didn't think to do that until I didn't think I would have. But I just put it in there to copy the link, and lo and behold, the Google brought it up for me automatically.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
Yay, me.
Hold on a second. I gotta get the input, output, input. I gotta put that one in. Which one did I just do? The input one. There, I think. I think this is working. It's supposed to be recording. No clue. There. That should be working. Say something, Belinda.
Hi.
There you go. Okay, now I should be recording you. I hope. I had to create a new scene in OBS to accommodate having somebody else talking without using the chat room. So what we're doing in this video series is we're showing our members what kind of content we're going through, all this PLR content, all this the stuff that as you see on the screen. There's tons and tons and tons of this content, and I'm doing the triage, going through and seeing what's valuable, what's not, what's garbage, deleting it out, and then some of the stuff I actually am uploading to the server, so our members can start seeing some new content. So Belinda's with me tonight, and she might have some questions. I have some questions that people have sent in to be asked and answered, and we'll get to them in just a bit. Belinda, we're talking about Squarespace.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want to go with a company like Squarespace as opposed to Wix?
I'm not looking to do it. I'm just looking to educate myself so I can make an informed decision on the type of platform I'd want to use to create a website, or have it created for me, that I can help myself maintain, even though I'm having somebody, whoever I have it built, for me. So, right. Whether I should go with WordPress, Wix, whatever.
Between WordPress and something else, I would go with the something else if you have the money. If you don't have the cash, go with WordPress, because it's dirt cheap. But if you do have the money, go with Wix, or as I was saying, I don't know about Squarespace. I've never looked at it, but I heard a lot of great reviews about it.
Well, that's why I'm looking up, researching it like I do everything. Yeah, but here's the problem. What I like about WordPress is that you can have plugins which can add usability features. However, a lot of plugins are junk, just like any other software, so you have to be traditional about it too when it comes to that. But at the same time, most of your hosting packages that you buy, especially shared hosting, automatically give you WordPress nowadays.
Yeah, it's so simple, and because it's free. I mean, even with Mardox, when you take a membership, you get a WordPress set up on it right away. Well, as long as you ask for it. There's limitations to what you can do with it until you start learning PHP. Apparently, and this is what I heard by looking at watching Philip DeFranco and Linus Tech Tips. They're saying that on Squarespace, there is zero programming to do and zero upgrades ever on it. So it's like you go in, you don't need to know how to do any of this stuff.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's what they intriguing.
Say. Yeah. So that's what they say now. Whether that's the truth or not, it's a different story.
Well, see, like, I'm great at writing, and even though I have a technical brain, when it comes to making websites, and I've watched YouTube videos and had different people try to show me like simple coding and things like that. My eyes, that's just where my handicap is. You want words, I'm your girl. I can write you anything. But, if it comes to graphics and other than simple layouts that nobody's going to use because obviously they're not going to look professional. But I don't go beyond that. I just, for some reason, I get stuck that way.
Right.
So I want something that if I can do it, or if I need to do it myself, is easier for me to, and still have the features I need at the same time, if anything like that even exists, without getting help outside of that.
Right. Like I said, I think of the two paid ones, I think Squarespace would be better. And we're not getting paid by Squarespace to say that or anything like that. This is not a paid advertisement for anybody watching this. It literally is what I heard. And actually, I might actually look into it because some of our members do want a different place to do their stuff. They don't necessarily want hosting with Mardox. They just want the account, but not have to do with the hosting package.
Well, see, that's why I do research, because I like to educate myself, know what I'm getting into at all costs. But that's the thing is, I've heard of all different types of website platforms in the past, but Squarespace is something I just recently, literally just found out about. So it definitely interests me to find out just what it is, how it versus WordPress. And like right now, I'm reading an article as we're speaking, like just stumbled across on Google, Squarespace versus, WordPress. And, of course, this could be somebody's opinion. Everybody has a preference. But that's why you gather different sources.
Right.
And make an informed decision.
That's right. Yeah, like I tell everybody, do your research. Do your research.
I'm big on research. I'm really big on it.
I'm gonna say you cannot give it away. You can package it.
You can't you can't even do enough.
So hold up a second here. Oh my God. Okay. So this what we're seeing on the screen is the license agreement for 100 fitness, vitamins, weight loss, and skincare articles. Really good little sheet. I don't know, Belinda, you can't see this, can you? Hold on a second here. Let me see here if I can share the screen with you so you can see it too.
Well, thank you.
Here you go. Can you see that now?
Yes, I can.
There we go. Now Belinda's I'm on with Zoom with Belinda, so this is kind of like we're overlapping technology here. It's pretty neat. Okay, so this is the license that comes out of this folder. They're giving away 100 articles on vitamins, and see these are just text files. Now, when you get a text file like this, I got troubles with it being copywritten or not PLR, because most of the stuff is written by somebody who said, yeah, this is going to be public domain, anybody can use it. These guys come along and say, you can't give it away. Well, it's a plain text article. Unless you can show that you're the owner of the copyright of that article, you don't have the right to say you can't give it away. It's public domain. Some of this stuff has been around since the 1990s.
Yeah, but that's the problem I have, and where I get confused, and I've said this to you before, but for our audience, for those that can relate to this, I'll say it again. How do you know if, I try never to do anything that would get me in trouble. I try to keep it honest. But when you get something like this, because you don't know who the owner is, what if you happen to give it away and somehow it comes back to you and you do get in trouble? I mean, when do you know when to not to?
Well, they'd have to prove, the burden is on them. They would have to prove that you did buy it from them and that you did not respect their regulations. In the courts, it would come across, a judge would look at this and say, look, dude, look at the prosecution or the plaintiff and say, look, can you prove this guy bought this from you? If not, he bought it from somebody else. Whoever that person was that sold to him, they may have edited it. Maybe it was edited 5 times since before it got to person B, and then person B followed the instructions. It would be good to keep this license, but I got 10,000 of these. Do you think I'm gonna keep 10,000 of these little license pages? But here's the thing, right here. No can be given away. Can be given. In other words, it cannot be given away. I wish it wrote it. It cannot be given away. I wish it wrote it nice. Yes, can be packaged. Okay, usually that's to me, giving away and packaged is the same thing. If I'm going to write an ebook, Nelson's marketing tips, and in there I'm selling Nelson's marketing tips, and I say if you buy this, I'm going to include 100 fitness, vitamins, weight loss, and skincare articles. I'm giving it to you. Therefore, it violates this first line right here. So this second line here violates the first one. Can be offered as a bonus. Last time I checked, bonuses, people don't buy bonuses, do they?
No.
So again, third line violates line number 1. Can be edited completely and your name put on it. Well, that violates this.
Contradicting.
It's all contradicting because now I can edit completely. If I edit it more than 25%, nobody in the world can say it's theirs anymore. I have modified it more than 25%, made it better. It is now my own, and that's North American law.
I have a question. We talked about this before, but I never thought about it until now. Okay, and my question is, we buy things like resale rights, master resale, white label, agency, all that stuff, right?
Right.
For example, when I buy a JVZoo product that has the option for, let's say, resale rights, okay? Yet, I could have gone to JVZoo directly, looked up that software, and just asked to be a reseller for free, unless I'm wrong and there's an in-between that I'm missing out on.
No, because you'll be a reseller through JVZoo. JVZoo and the creator of the content have an agreement. You're just you're just the affiliate.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is, like, if you have an OTO, sorry, not to interrupt, and one of their OTOs, after you buy whatever such product, one of the OTOs is option to be a reseller, but you have to pay the $47 or $97.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have just gone around to JVZoo, typed in the search bar, for that same software or whatever, and just going directly and asked through them through the channel that way.
Well,
unless I'm
missing
something.
When somebody tells me I got to pay for the master resale rights, the first thing I ask them, for example, if I get a basic version and I cannot sell it or distribute it or anything, and then they say, but if you pay us $49.95, we'll give you the master resale rights. Then my first question to them is, are you the original author of this content and have the rights to distribute the master resale rights?
But how are you going to know if they really are? Just
you don't.
They say,
You don't, because in last night's or early morning's video that I did, I said that somebody somewhere in the world has to start building a registry of these contents, who the author is, when they made it, what it consists of, some sort of serial number, like identification that can authenticate the content is authentic. And this technology all exists. Copyright patents and when you write a book and you sell a book through a distributor, this is all. There's a reason why you have an ISBN number on a book, and that is your ISBN number for that book. There's a reason for that. We have to start doing the same thing, because right now it's vague. Here, can be included in membership sites. It doesn't say paid membership sites. And so if I put this article in a free membership site, I'm technically giving it away. You see?
Right.
Yes, you can sell the basic / master resale rights. As far as I'm concerned, if you can sell the private label rights, then this is irrelevant. This first line is completely irrelevant. Because if I'm giving you the private label rights, I'm giving you the right to reword it, put your name on it, distribute it as you wish. Everything here is garbage.
Well, here's another thing. I've had software I bought from people, different types of software to do different things. But then they charged me twice if I wanted to have the right to resell it. And some of them said I could give it away or sell it at any price I want. But then other owners of their software would say, no, you have to sell it at the exact price, but you get to keep all the profits. Versus, just being an affiliate or not being able to sell it at all. But I'm not talking about JVZoo. I'm talking about just a standalone product, that they are selling directly from their own site.
Yeah, no, I got you. Again, it gets.
They're the owner of that software. I mean, they created or had somebody create it.
A lot of this rights and master resale rights is a gimmick just to sell you money, just to sell you a product.
Or you mean just to make you pay twice for the same product that that you already paid once on for the basic use of it.
Yeah.
So basically, I got taken. I'm usually very good about my money. I'm usually very frugal. Like, I know when to buy something and when not to. I'll spend a good amount of money if it's worth it. Like, depending on the situation. But I also know when not to spend it. When it's not worthwhile. But I'll admit, even to this day, there's times where I still get. I guess I'll still pay more or for twice for something, not realizing I didn't have to do that. It doesn't happen very often, but once in a great while, it still does, I guess.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: agency and white label rights. I can see if you're the owner, there's no way around that. That's just how it is, and you either take or leave that.
Yeah,
But
I think the white label rights and agency rights like you're talking about are becoming few and far between because, let's face it, when you get the PLR, that's pretty much all you need.
no, I mean for software, something more bigger than just articles and things. I'm talking about. But as far as like joining groups, here's another one. Whether you get something from JV Zoo or whatever place you get it from, sometimes their OTO has an option to pay to be in their Facebook group. Now, I will never pay.
Hold up. While we're doing this, what's OTOs for those that don't know what it is?
Hold on, I know the name.
Optional.
I think it's optional. I know this one. I don't know why I'm going blank.
Opt-in offer?
Optional. I know it. Hold on. Optional.
Yeah, Google it like Josh.
In other words, it's an optional add-on. It's not. They used to do it this way. They used to make it that the front-end product, the basic starter product, that you were almost forced to upgrade to one of the extras, what we call OTOs, which stands for something.
Now, hold on,
because it wouldn't work well without it, but people made a big stink about it, which is a good thing, because I would too. So now they're trying to get more money from me, is what it is. And now they have it where you can use the product by itself. You don't need the OTOs, but it's definitely going to be a no-brainer to get the OTOs because you're going to get the extra features, but you do it at your own, preference. So
OTO. I couldn't remember what it was either. I know I say it all the time too. OTO, one-time offer.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, I had to go look it up.
It's not one-time offer. You stay at the door and link. You can come back and still buy it later unless they take the link off.
Yes, because boys and girls, that's called upsell.
But you know what, Frank Anders? He's one of the very few people I know who I personally know for years and work with, and is a friend of mine, who, when he has a timer on his website, and he says you only have so many days and so many hours, you can bet.
Yeah.
If you save that link, you come back later, it is gone.
Yeah.
He is honest that way, and there's very few people I know that are like that.
Yeah, I'm like that myself. In fact, I feel guilty if there's a mistake done or something and somebody missed it, or I forgot to take the ad down quick enough.
Well, no, he makes exceptions if it's something that is called for. Like, he doesn't play favorites. He is fair. But let's say you were, God forbid, in a car accident, or you were out on vacation and you couldn't get to your email, and he knows you, like, you've known each other for a while, and he knows you're good for it, then he might make an exception under special circumstance. But that's not an everyday thing.
Right.
But that would be done privately. Like, he's not going to just do that because people just decided to wait, or, something that's their own fault.
Their own fault? Oh my God.
Like they just purposely didn't buy it, or whatever the case was.
No, I'm just oh, this one won't even extract. Huh.
But he doesn't use scarcity tactics. Him and I both can't stand that, and he won't do it.
This one's garbage. Hey, before I forget, I gotta show everybody this. Before I was talking to Belinda, I was getting ready for the show, and I found this one thing that really caught my attention here. Last second here, where did I go? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a little program here I found, and we're gonna run it. I happen to run it on a Linux machine, so if the programming software called Wine picked up this Windows exe and ran it. And here's a window, if you guys can see this, right here in the middle of the screen, and it says Script Gold version 1.0. You must be connected to the internet to access this ebook. What do you see wrong with that?
Where should I start?
Yeah. How about, I don't know, they're going to transmit and track all your information as this works.
For one.
Alright, geez. So, this is why I was saying in yesterday's video, before you mess around with a lot of this content like this, you want to be able to jail your website, your hard drive, so that the content that you're dealing with is, hold on a second, this isn't working out for me. Here we go. so that the content you're working with is stuck in one hard drive and not available to everybody and their dog. An exe like that now, if that program wanted to access my system, it was only able to access that folder on that hard drive and nothing else. So that's why I'm not too worried about it. But it was just funny. You must be connected to the internet to use this ebook. What? Do you see a problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Some people will charge, not just charge, but charge outrageous prices
Not
for
me.
something you could have done for free online yourself.
Not me.
I mean, even something simple that you could do, like, even if you're new.
Yeah, but not me.
Well, not you.
I
of course
wouldn't.
not.
I wouldn't do that.
But, like, for example, there's plenty of Facebook groups. Now, I understand some people don't want you joining their exclusive, like, let's say, private, secret, whatever, closed Facebook group unless you bought their product. That's understandable. But if I'm buying your software or your course or whatever it is that you're selling, and then you throw an OTO in there, an extra thing that you can buy just to pay to be in that group because you're teaching, you're showing, you're as a training, let's say you're treating it as a training group, not just a hangout group. You join it and nobody said, they all sit there and say nothing. They're not doing anything different. You're not even uploading any good content more than you would on the free Facebook group or one that you would just join because you already bought the product itself.
Right.
I will never pay extra to join a group. I will pay for the product, and if you happen to have a Facebook group, great, I'll join it.
Oh,
but
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
going to have me pay extra to get that group, forget it.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I've been seeing that more and more actually.
Yeah, people are starting to do that.
Yeah, that Facebook's allowing it that you can go in and yeah, you can go in and sign up to these programs where you gotta pay to join the group, $20 or whatever. But why a Facebook group? Like seriously, you don't have.
I have people
better?
charging $500 for their so-called
much?
training. $500 for their so-called training and to join into the group, which is supposedly part of the training.
Is it worth it or?
No, because one time they had a money-back guarantee, and I'm not a serial refunder, but yes, I will. I went ahead, I tested it just to see if it were, just to see what it was like. They didn't do nothing. They sat in there not doing any more than they did any free group. There wasn't any real content even in the file folder section. I mean, they hardly posted anything worthwhile, like sharing the community. I mean, we get more content in our community for free, for crying out loud.
Right.
I mean, if I want to charge for training, I'll make a website, have a membership, and then if you want to be part of my group, Facebook group, that would just be included for free. That wouldn't be what you're paying for.
Right.
Because that's always free anyway.
Well, that makes sense. That's what I wanted to do. A certain somebody we know is going to look at what I'm doing tonight and he's going to go, "Oh my God, why'd you do all that?" But I'm not saying no names.
I wonder who.
I'll get in trouble. There's people out there that are was it software discrimination? I'm gonna get in trouble tomorrow. He's gonna have at me.
I never really seen him be like that though.
300 chicken recipes. Doesn't say anything. Chicken favorite, just everybody. 300 chicken recipes, and you can make it. It doesn't say anything about resale rights or anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and unzip this and see what the ebook's about. Is there? No, there's still a. Oh, it's private label, right? So that's good. That right. 300. Oh. Oh, okay. There's a space between the scene and the chicken. You don't see this, do you?
Hold on. Oh yeah, I do now. Okay.
See it?
Yep.
Oh, 300 Hicken. Oh, chicken. It's like, oh dear. Wow. things that I have to put up with.
You know, you probably could sell a lot just simply changing the title to some kind of spoof.
Well, no, I can't. Look, right here. Here's the Word document. This is a PLR.
No, I'm saying though, for the ones that you can change, like if that were one of them, for example, hypothetically.
Change it to Hicken?
No, that I wouldn't. I don't want to say what it would be, but I could just.
$300. Oh, Jesus.
I just, you know.
Oh, Belinda, that's not nice.
Talk about attention getting.
These people put a lot of time and effort into creating this content, you know.
I know, but the title alone will get sales. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, you know.
No, not this. You're corrupting me.
I don't do such things.
You're corrupting me. My wife's gonna come back in 2 days, and she's gonna be like, "What is wrong with you? What are you doing this? Why are you saying this stuff?" Well, and I'm gonna be all like, "Well, that's what Belinda says." Oh, Belinda would have jumped off a bridge, would you? Oh, hell yeah.
She's fought. I'm kidding.
Oh, I wasn't going that far. But I told you before, you're like a sister.
I know.
Okay.
A sister you want to push off the bridge.
Yeah. Just because that we're tied together with a bungee cord. And of course, I forgot to tie the other end, so what we have is equivalent of.
See, Daisy, you're such an animated cartoon.
Yeah. What are you saying? I'm an open book?
Hey, just your thinking, like a goofy cartoon.
Hey, don't go out telling people that I think. Don't make up rumors. That's not nice.
I try not to.
Yeah, don't make any rumors. People are gonna actually start thinking I think.
Then they're going to expect you to like form more than one syllable words and. Yeah, I didn't.
The agony.
The acme.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, geez, God, there's so much stuff. It's gonna take months. I keep looking at this going, why do I do this to myself? Why did I have this great idea of making this great website? Oh, jeez. A lot of this is just duplicates. These are all articles. Oh, no, they're not. Whoops. Reseller website. Oh, this one has a reseller website. I can sit here doing this all day long, going through this stuff.
Yep.
People are watching what I'm doing on the video. It's gonna be like, oh my God, this is boring watching this. It's like, I don't know what this stuff is.
You need to get content that. No, I'm kidding.
Well, right off the bat, Forex, goodbye.
I can show you how to do Forex in 3 days.
I don't
yeah,
want to do
right.
Forex. I don't want to touch the stuff. All I've ever heard is people just lose money with it.
Well, you know what it is? I used to think of it as gambling, but now I understand it better. What it is, yes, you're taking a risk, but when you have the strategy down, not that there's any, guarantee, of course, but when you have the strategy down, it becomes, you get to minimize the risk. It's not about gambling, it's about risk management, as I was taught to me.
Yeah, I know.
But that doesn't come for you can do a paper trade. Yeah. But guess what? If you do a paper trade for more than 2 months, sorry, not to interrupt. If you do it for more than 2 months, you get so comfortable with the paper trade that you actually lose confidence in doing an actual trade, because even though it does mimic a real trade, you're still doing a real trade, but with paper, there's still different calculations when you're actually putting your money into it, and your mindset does become different, which can contribute to it.
Yeah, but that's any business.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, the idea of it.
Yeah, but it's just that anybody I've heard that has dealt with Forex, all I've ever heard was that they just lost. I have never met a single person that says that they made money and became rich with Forex.
I have, but they're full BS.
Well, that's what I mean. They're the ones making the ebook saying join my program underneath me.
Or they have a whole dedicated website and a coaching program for years.
Yeah.
With all these different modules. Yeah. Or they make an MLM like iMarket Live.
Yeah, there's that too, yeah. guess it would be good if I changed the file name on this one. There, got a guru book in there. It actually says
I'll be the first to admit, when I first started learning forex and futures and currency, I was naive, just like every we all start off. Some people are more fortunate than others. I only know one person, one girl, who basically was privileged right from the beginning of her network marketing career to fall into the right hands with the right coaches and mentors, so she never had to do things the wrong way other than small little things that we all would do, that you can't avoid. She is one of the rare people I've ever known to just fall in at the right time, right place. At least this is what she tells me. I can only go by that, so I don't know. But anybody else, now some people take more risks than others, okay, granted. But I'm one of the average people that started out naive, like most of us do. And when I did Forex, I bought so many Forex robots that supposedly were supposed to help me trade and do this and do that. You don't know how many I bought before I finally learned my lesson. And it's not because I'm slow or that I'm stubborn or anything like that. I just kept thinking, there has to be a better way. And it's not the shiny object thing. It's that I knew there was something out there, and I just didn't want to. I wasn't a quitter. That's what it was.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, a lot of the stuff in our world, if you get in. I mean, like I said the other day, and Josh kind of laughed at it. I said, I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I'm just now starting to break even. And
yeah, like, I did for 12 years before I made a dime.
That's it. And it's like you're not going to you're not going to get rich overnight. If you think that's what it's going to be, it takes time and effort. It's all the business, and it's all how far will you go to how far are you going to go to achieve your goals?
Well, and think of it too. I started out before the internet when I graduated in '92, offline, door to door, Amway, Avon, that kind of stuff with my older sister who got me into all that, and then I came online in '95. With like a lot of people did with AOL and all that. And even then, it was a destitute place on the internet. You still mainly had offline stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely had no tools, even in the early 2000s. Until like 2006, 2007 predominantly and up, is when they started developing useful tools. Of course, there's junk tools also, but they at least had some good tools. People who are just starting today don't understand how easy they have it compared to people like you and I, who started way before, and I hate to say this, I'm not trying to feel old, but way before. I mean, my daughter is raised in this,
yeah,
and she don't know how great she has it learning how to do social media, where we had to learn it later because it was a new concept for us.
Right.
She's raised in it, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and they don't even try it. That's what gets me. I get my kids, and it's like one of my daughters is really getting into doing her own video channel and stuff like that. But I look at John Brewer's kid, doesn't want to really get into YouTube stuff, and it's like they got all this power at their fingertips, and they don't want to do anything with it.
My daughter makes slime, and her friends like sell slime. Yeah, I said, Melissa, you're making videos on her gymnastics. She's making videos on different things, and why not monetize on what she loves to do? I mean, I'm granted it takes a while to do the video monetization, but you could still make your slime, advertise it, and I can help her because I know marketing. I've been doing this for years, but she doesn't want to do it. She loves what she does, but she doesn't. I mean, you know what I mean? That would be a great way for her to earn money.
That's right.
What is it then? You don't feel confident?
No, it's something I don't want to do.
Okay, well, like I said, I'd help you.
Like I said, she's got all this push button technology sitting at her fingertips. It's incredible.
Yeah, she has an iPad, she has an iPhone, and she bought extra apps from the iTunes, web store for her Apple stuff. She has all this great video editing software like I have for, the opposite of that for Windows and, Android kind of thing.
Right.
They're both equal, they're just under different things, obviously, but the point is, her and I both have all these tools that I didn't even have years ago. See, I can't feel bad, as I said before, for people that try something once or twice and they give up like that, because I had to struggle for 12 years not having all these things at my fingertips, not having even a good sponsor. And other than the Lord, I did it, I did it without on any of that stuff. And I can't feel sorry for somebody who has everything that they need to succeed. Yes, it's not going to happen overnight, but it can happen a lot quicker for somebody today than it did for me, because if I had the tools, if I had a good sponsor, it would have just happened faster. But I'm so grateful that I have it now, at least, you see?
Yeah.
But you have to really want it. You have to find a way. Think outside the box. Get creative. You don't have to have special skill just to do those things.
That's right.
You just have to have the will to want to do it, and the drive, the motivation, a big why to do it.
I'm trying to figure out what these guys see. This. Oh, here's a page.
But here's a drawback. Here's pros and cons of early internet versus today's internet. The early internet, the pros are it was virgin territory, so a lot of people could find more people without being clamored, with everybody else stepping on them and all that. The cons are it was destitute, so again, you didn't have much to put yourself out there at the same time.
Yeah.
The pros and cons of today's internet is, the pros are you can easily access yourself out there and get out there and find people. The cons are it's so bombarded with scams and spams and hype and everybody trying to get something for themselves that you have to really learn to stand out so that you get found and people notice you among the crowd, among other things.
Yeah, that's right.
But I've seen plenty of people do it, so I know you can. I've done it.
Okay, this is so.
Alright, so Trillion.com.
My God, they're talking about this package. Is talking about trillions. Trillions still exist? Do you remember Trillion?
Yeah, I think I do.
T-R-
Wait a minute, are you saying you're talking about that?
Yeah, I want to see if it's still around.
I forgot really about
Yeah,
that.
no, a simple and secure business instant messaging. No, what is Trillion? Trillion is
Is a third-party messenger that combines your Skype, your ICQ, all like 10, 5,
right.
6 different messengers.
That's right. Yeah, now I remember. Gina, do you remember?
I have it still on my computer, but I don't hardly ever use it.
Gina, do you remember Trillion?
It's a third-party messenger.
So, I know my wife used it, but it's so old. It's like.
I have it on my computer, but I haven't used it in ages. I forgot that it was even on there. Well, Trillion, I used to use it so I could double up on my Skypes, but now I have multi-Skype launcher software, so I can go into many Skypes if I want, just to do it that way, if I had different accounts. I don't need Trillion for that anymore.
Huh.
Trillion doesn't even, I don't think it works anymore, to be honest, because they took out ICQ, they took out Skype, because remember when Skype took away their Skype kit, it made Trillion not be able to hook to Skype.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? I have a messenger I still use called Pal Talk. And it actually, when Yahoo stopped having their chat rooms, when they got rid of them all together, they first got rid of the user rooms because of perverts, I won't go any further than that. Then they eventually got rid of their public chat rooms because of all the bots and spammers and hackers and all that. Everybody migrated over to Pal Talk, but I've been in Yahoo since '95, but I've been in Pal Talk since 2003, way before anybody even migrated from Yahoo over to there. Right. Now, but they have an integration where if you have MSN is no longer around, but like Yahoo and whatever other messenger you still use, you can integrate it with Pal Talk just like with Trillion. Pal Talk has its own user rooms that you can create or go into other people's in addition to that. So Pal Talk is still very popular.
Right.
For different things. It's not just a messenger, it's also a chat room.
They got videos in here too. I don't know what this is for. Okay, I'm going to put this one into...
Nobody uses Ubu integration though. That's odd because they're just like Skype.
Yeah, but is it Ubu? I've never heard of it.
Ubu. O-O-B-O-O. It's been around for years. It just never caught on popularity the way Skype, but it's a great Skype alternative because it has the same video features and everything. And I would use it when Skype would act up. but they never had an option for integrating in it like you do all the other messengers.
Right.
Yahoo is still around, but I don't know anybody hardly ever used it. Except that
Yahoo
they're maybe
Messenger is
old
still
school.
around. That I thought was dead. I thought they
Yahoo Messenger is around, and Microsoft and Yahoo Post have merged together, I think, before Skype bought out Microsoft or whatever the case was. But I know that Yahoo Messenger is still around. You can use it, but there's just no chat rooms on it anymore.
Right.
But nobody except the old school people I even know use Yahoo. Even I don't use it anymore.
Oh no, I don't. I got tired of it when it kept getting less and less secure.
Yeah, remember Y Tunnel, Y Mate, all the Yahoo add-ons? I used to have those all. Y Light, I had everything in the Yahoo, extra plugins.
Hold on. Question from one of our users on the forum. Should I focus solely on PLR, MRR, RR, or what? I never could find out the difference between all these, which is the best one to go with.
Oh, I knew the answer to that.
Go for
You
it.
and I discussed this before.
Go for it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, master resale rights, let's just start with the simple one. Personal label rights, PLR. That means that you can have it, and I think you could give it away, right? Depending on what the owner allows, supposedly.
PLR theoretically you can rename it, and the rules in North America state that if you rename or rewrite it more than 25% the volume of it, then you could, it's yours.
Right. Okay. And then resale rights means you can sell. You can make money on the item that you bought the rights to for resale rights, and you can make money off that. But the amount depends upon the owner that sold you those resale rights, because every owner can be different that way on their rules.
That's right.
Correct.
That's right.
Okay.
So what's MR?
And master resale rights is where not only do you buy the product, but you buy the rights to sell the rights of the product also.
Yeah.
To said, person.
Yeah, to be allowed to sell it.
Right. So you get the license and the product that you can both sell.
That's
But
right.
then we go into the territory of white label and agency rights, because it would be in the same category, but they're just more on a grander scale.
But the best one would be white label rights, but you're going to pay an arm and a leg to get white label rights.
Exactly. They're
And
not cheap, and they're not for the people that aren't serious sellers.
Well, no. White label rights would be expensive, because if I sat down tonight and wrote an article on a topic and I said, okay, I'm going to sell this for white label rights, I'm going to sell the article for $1,000, whoever buys it tomorrow morning is going to be the only one in the world who's going to have my article originally written by me, nobody else. So you're paying $1,000 for white label right that you can then turn around and put your own name, your brand, your company name, all that stuff, and say you.
Yeah, like software. When I have white label rights, I can change it to my logo and whatever.
Yeah. Well, this content that I'm going through, at some point in its history, must have been white label rights at some point. Somebody sat down and wrote this stuff and created this, and then somebody bought the articles, and then somebody put rewrote it and put it with an ebook cover. As I upload these videos, on the left-hand side here, there's all these ebooks. on this side here, all this content, almost 35 of them in here right now. I gotta watch. If you guys watch as I'm filtering through this stuff, I'm looking to see titles, images. I'm looking at directory structures. A lot of this stuff looks similar just from a glance. I can say, okay, I've been through this 5 times now. So I can get rid of it. But going back to the question, PLR, MRR, RR, all of these, which one's the best one to go with? That depends.
I would say MRR.
Do you think master resale rights is the best?
Because I can sell the rights too.
Yes, but if you got PLR and you do a little bit of editing on the article, change the cover, you can then say it's yours, and you can sell your rights to it.
Well, but here's the deal. I didn't think about that. That's true. But here's the thing about that. There are a lot of PLR rights I've bought in the past. Wouldn't let me change it. I had to give it as it is.
No, but then it's not PLR.
Well, they call it a PLR. I mean, only certain owners did this, not every owner.
Yeah, but they're wrong. They're wrong. PLR stands for private label rights, which means you can turn around and say you own it, you created it, you can do what you want with it.
But you can't sell it.
Sure. As long as you
can
change,
or can't.
by the law, as long as you change it, more than 25% of the content is
Oh,
changed
that's
by
right.
you.
You're right. You said that.
And that could,
A lot of people don't realize that. Even I didn't realize that I could actually eventually sell it if under those stipulations.
That's
I'm
right.
thinking I had to buy resale rights to sell it.
Now, let's say your article is in a doc file, and let's say it has graphs in it. Take a few minutes and make up new graphs. Reword. I do have an ebook out. In fact, I gotta re-upload it because it's really good. And because I wrote 2 ebooks. One I got from a PLR article, and I spent a week rewording it. And then I have another one where it's my personal views on how I bring people in using Skype. The Skype one is really me, and the other one is a PLR. But after you read the PLR, you can't tell if I wrote it or not, even though I say I wrote it. You see,
right?
You know, I rather get a PLR, reword it, and then put my name on it and say I'm distributing it, and at the bottom put the footnotes and say where the article came from. Morally, I feel better telling people that this was a PLR and it came from this, and I feel better doing that. That way, you know, I've gave some sort of credit to somebody, and I'm not lying to my public saying, hey, I made this. This is me. Take it or leave it.
Well, see, that's what I like about you, Nelson, and why I do business with you and partner with you in things, because you and I hate to say this, but we're the minority of this business.
Oh yeah, no.
Because
sure.
a lot of people would easily take it and run, and we like to keep it honest. We couldn't sleep at night if we didn't do that.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm glad for that.
Yeah. Oh no, it's extremely valuable being honest. I know that people will. If I open a program tomorrow morning and I say, hey everybody, it's going to be $500 to join in, I've got people tomorrow morning with $500 in their fists, like saying, okay, I want to join in, because they know the $500 is going to go somewhere and it's going to be worth the money that they spent. You know,
right?
How many people have to fight to say, hey, my program's going to be $500, and they turn around and you can see the your I just lost the hold on a second. I just lost all the videos. I was just trying to move. Just give me 1 second here. There. You can see the people struggling to get you know, their money out of their following, because their following doesn't trust them. You know. But if you're gonna use PLR, maybe go as far as saying the source of your content. MRR, if you don't want to do editing and changing stuff and graphics design, you know, obviously there's editing to do. When I get a PLR and I edit it, I put my own cover to it. It's about 1 week of work, and that includes the work that, for example, was me and John Brewer and my wife, us 3 will get together. I'll do all my work up. Tina will then go through what we worked with, what we reworked, and see what needs to get changed, because sometimes I have strange wording, or I'll start writing a sentence in one thought and finish it in another thought, you know, and I won't catch it.
Yeah, that happens. I'm a writer, so I get that.
There you go. So what I use Google Docs, the cloud service, put everything in there. I share it with, say, John Brewer and Tina. Tina looks it over, then John Brewer goes over it and reads it, because he's really good at English, obviously, right? And when it's all done, we all say, yes, we're good with it. We put the final touches on, like, you know, maybe links to other ebooks that we wrote, and then we distribute the ebook.
And that's another thing. I used to write a couple ebooks when I had the time to do it. I just don't now. But I have written a few of my own ebooks before, and obviously, if you write your own, like if you're a good writer like I am, people hire you to write for them and you excel in English and all that, then you don't even have to worry about PLR rights if you can create your own content. But see, not the average person doesn't do that, obviously, or they're like me, where even if they could, what kind of time do they have to do it unless they're squeezing it in here and there? I mean, everybody's situation is different.
That's right.
But you want to, the best thing is to create your own. Obviously, we always encourage that. But the next best thing is, if obviously we can't do that, would be to go to the guidelines that you're saying, Nelson, how to go about doing that. But then why do people buy resale rights if they can do it with the PLR rights, which could be even cheaper in some cases, depending where you're getting it.
But again, some people just don't want to take the time to edit. It is a lot. It is a lot of work. It's an extreme amount of work.
Well, maybe they can hire somebody on Fiverr. You know, if they get one of the good top sellers.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, but it all comes back down to if you're going to put your name on it, you got to make sure that you're okay with what's been written. Even though it's somebody off Fiverr, you still got to make sure it's going to be.
Well, yeah,
legit.
you'd still proofread it. Obviously, you don't just blindly do it.
But what I'm saying is, there's work involved. It's not just pay someone $5 to do the writing and then sit back. If you're paying someone $5 to write an article, great. But keep in mind, a lot of these article writers,
they're getting it somewhere else.
Yeah, 3 article writers on Fiverr I know of, they're using their articles at Article Pile, which is owned by Mardox.
Oh, you know what? You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
I had a software created for me. Now, most of my software is one of a kind. I know that nobody else is making the same as me. It's not one of those run-of-the-mill, softwares that you can get anywhere, or that you can copy through the, what do you call it, the bot? What is it called? Ubot or whatever site that you can create things with. And I had this idea. This is my own idea. I can't think it. Now, normally I have original ideas, but this one time, lately, I had this idea to make an FSBO lead generator for sale by owner realtor leads, right?
Right.
I'm thinking nobody thought of doing this other than Craigslist, maybe, the very used site. So I had my programmer, a friend of mine who also had his programmer create, the couple sites to add to the software, like a multi-site thing. I go on Fiverr. Somebody else is using that same type of software, but theirs is web-based, where mine was a downloadable thing. And they apparently, I don't know if they made it or they, had somebody else make theirs like I did, but it was just funny because here I'm thinking I had an original idea and somebody else is using that same idea on Fiverr, but they're doing it on a web version, because web-based scrapers are becoming popular, but there's still a lot of kinks in it. That's why it's still not the most reliable yet.
Right.
But with my software, I have it programmed so that if the house is sold, it will not pick up that lead.
Right.
Where when I tested the web-based version, it was picking up everything, including the dog. So that's not good. That you want to have filters. You know what I mean?
Right.
So mine's still a better software. Not that I'm trying to make it a contest, but then I've also seen things on Fiverr like article spinners. I mean, I used to have a load of spinners. I used to have a load of things thinking it would save me time. I found out when I used to do article writing, I found out that I'm better off spinning it myself than some crappy software.
Oh yeah, no, that's anybody. Because again, when you go to bed at night, you're gonna sleep well knowing that it's your content and not someone else's.
Well, not just that, but I did a better job than the freaking software did.
Yeah.
I only get software to save time. It's not to cheat or anything like that. It's just for the purpose of time management and being more thorough. Whatever you can't do yourself is what the software's supposed to be made to do.
But be careful now, because you're heading into software discrimination.
But I know. But what I'm saying is that sadly, a lot of people just make junk software to sell the software. They don't even use it themselves. They probably have no clue if it really even works. They're just trying to sell you like snake oil.
Oh yeah, no, but it goes worse. It goes worse than that. A lot of if anyone's watching what I'm doing tonight, a lot of the stuff I'm deleting, and all it is exe programs and stuff. It's gone. It's because a lot of it's like programmed like from 1999, 2001. It's like
Facebook training. You've got to keep up with new reports because platforms are always changing.
Yeah, that's it. But I mean software. I'm talking software. Click. It's an application that opens, and it does stuff. A program, an application. Those I'm just trashing because I can't take the time to go through it and try. It will be on the hard drive if somebody wants to buy all the content. Like I said before, like $195. I'll go buy a hard drive like this, and I'll throw all the content on it, and I'll mail the hard drive to them and say, here, have fun. All the programs, software, scripts, whatever I have, all 10,000 titles will all be in there.
Right.
And then they can do what they want. But on the Mardox website, I'm not putting up any content that's software, application, executable, and all that. Cause I don't know where it came from, how it worked, if it's going to work, will it crash the computer? I could be giving somebody a Trojan without even knowing it.
True.
So there's that.
And that's happened plenty of times. I've known it to happen.
That's it. One of the other questions that just came, actually, it was only 2 minutes ago. Is it worth becoming an article writer? Is there any money to be made in that?
I'm going to tread lightly on that one.
That's going to be your department, Linda.
Yeah, I'm going to tread lightly on that one because some people have their own opinions on this. But here's my personal experience. That's what I can tell you. I used to be a big article writer. Like I said, people hire me to write sales pages, copyright, all that kind of thing. It's not what it used to be. You can still get a little bit out there, but if you want to dedicate yourself to solely doing this, I would say it's not worth it. At one time, it was, but not nowadays. It's not. It doesn't have the same pull or effect. Especially the way people are doing SEO nowadays. It's almost pointless. If you're doing it, it depends on the reason you're doing it. If you're doing it for a personal, what can I say? Like a personal thing in your package, to get somebody to pull in, like you're doing it as a personal manual side thing. Yeah, you could do that as long as you know what you're getting into. But if you're doing it for solely to get yourself found, to get yourself out there on the search engines, and the classic, ways that people do use article writing, I'd say it's not worth it anymore. I don't even do it anymore.
There's too much. There's too much competition.
Yeah, I don't bother. It's not worth my time anymore.
That's it.
But some people will differ on the opinion. I'm just saying this is what my experience is, and a few people that I know.
Right. Okay, so that was good. Another question here, Nelson. How long have you been programming, and do you program for yourself or for others? Shit. I've been programming. I'm 43 years old now, and I've been programming since the age of 7. I started learning machine language, and so that gives you an idea. 43 minus 7. Help me out here, Belinda. 43 minus 7. That's 30.
You're the same age as me, except I'll be 44 September 5th.
Yeah, but you're never going to be as good as me.
Oh, of course not. You're the best.
Look at this body. Look at this body.
Yes, I'm just so jealous.
Isn't this gorgeous?
Yeah, if I could just see it, but yeah, I'm jealous.
Oh yeah, right. No, you can't. I'm not showing.
You're all in your own little world there, Nelson. See, I have a techie head, but a techie brain, like a head for business and a techie brain, but I'm not to the level of a programmer. I'm like below that. But I do want to learn to be a high-end programmer one day when I have the time to do it, because I would love to expand and make my own software instead of hiring other people to do it, because that would be the best thing. Then I have full rights to it. Full control. I already have rights now, but full control over how I want it to be created, not just have somebody create it, but then I have the rights to it. Like that's the next best thing if that's all you can do for now.
Yeah.
And website or whatever, would come in handy.
Gotcha. That's it.
Well, you are the best because you're the tech.
Second part to the question was, do I program for others or just for myself? Used to program for others. It got too complicated. I used to say $500 deposit, and then I'll start looking at your project. And then I found that people, they can't get their project straight in their head. So it's like, okay, here's the $500. I got this idea, and as we talk and ideas get bounced around, okay, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do this? And by the time I'm done, I've gone through hours and hours and hours of work and going as far as changing the site 3-4 times, and then at the end, every single time, and I gotta say it, and I'm probably gonna get demonetized for this, but on this video, but the fuckers, seriously, will turn to me and say, well, I don't have enough money to pay you for the second half that we agreed on, but if you want, I can give you a commission on every sale that I make. So I get $500 to do like 10 times the work. So I got discouraged, I got out of it. And I don't know if it's just the type of people I was attracting, or if that's just the way people are now. It's like they know that it's $1,000, but they only have 5, give the guy 5, bounce it around, get something made, and, they just rip you off. I don't know why the mentality is that way, but I got out of doing designing and programming for others, and now I'm focusing 100% just on Mardox. You want access to the content, it's $24.95 a month. I put up the content, you get the access. Contract's nice and clean, nothing's expected. Nobody has to ask for changes all the time. Makes sense, right?
I think it's worth well more than $25. I gladly pay more than that.
Oh yeah, I know. But right now,
No, I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. I joined so many memberships.
We are gonna have Mardox Elite. We're gonna work on that soon.
And I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. And I can compare this because I'm one of those people, because I've been in this, field for so long. Not that I'm very picky about what I join, what I put my name behind, because it's important that you brand yourself. You want people to join you, they join you first, not whatever you're associated with.
Yeah.
But that being said, having a good reputation that takes time to build, you're going to still be associated. You put your name behind whatever it is that you're doing at the same time. So you definitely, it only takes overnight to shoot down your reputation, what took you forever to bring, to build it up.
That's right.
So when doing that, you have to realize that you don't want to join just anything. You want to be particular, do your research. But when you've been in it long as I have, obviously you've joined, at least a few things, in that time, which is still a good thing. And I joined quite a few different types of membership sites. Some of them are run of the mill, some of them are a little bit unique and, in between. I have to say Mardox is literally the first one that is in its own category. It doesn't copy or try to format itself the way a lot of membership sites that I have joined have in the past.
Yeah.
That's why I think that the price you're charging is I can't believe it's that low. I've seen people charge much more and give you a lot less.
Oh
and
yeah,
it wasn't even worth
going
it.
to World Profit. Their content bin at the equivalence of what I have. Mine's a terabyte. Short. We went over it last night. I think it was 461 gigs decompressed, and I got more than that. So I'm thinking there's about 1 to 1.5 terabytes of the data decompressed. World Profits article bin, that they call the article bin, it's all the zip files, all that together. It's broken up into modules and 6 gigs. 6. Not 60, not 16, 6.
Most of your membership sites are very limited. They're not going to have the kind of content that you have.
That's it, And
And then it's rehashed old content.
Yeah, and like I said last night, in last night's video, okay, up here, Jesus, this is heavy. Users are sending these hard drives in, and you guys can see this here. Here's a SATA drive, okay? I'm not screwing around. It's on the video right now, Belinda. They're sending in these drives full of content and saying, here, do something with it, because they don't know what to do with it. And here's one that was an SSD, which I have to return. But users know what we're doing. Our members see what we're doing. They want to contribute to the pile, to the project, and so they went out of their way to put the stuff on a hard drive, package it, send it by mail, and tell me, by the way, there's a package coming. I know there's 3 more drives coming. Belinda's things. I think Belinda's gonna be throwing a bunch of her stuff on a drive.
Mm-hmm.
But what better way to have a whole bunch of content and to make use of it? How many people out there have gigs and gigs and gigs of these ebooks? I know Michael Kustras keeps saying that he's got a lot of content and he doesn't know what to do with it.
Well, see, I try not to keep the old stuff that's outdated that wouldn't be of any use. I try to always get rid of that whenever I can.
Yeah.
And only keep what would be still relevant today besides the new stuff I get, because I do belong to a PRL, site like you do.
Yeah.
So that helps me to keep up on the latest too.
Yeah. That's it, Well, I'm going to start telling people, you want to download content and do stuff with the content, either go sign up to the program that I'm with. It's masterresellrights.com. There's a whole bunch of other ones that feed off that one. But unfortunately, masterresellrights.com, a lot of their content comes from the organization that used to be called Content Galore. And I bought Content Galore before it went out of business. And that's where I got most of the content. That's how come I got like a terabyte of content.
I belong to several sites that I did not know were secondhand to the Master Resell Rights site. But I didn't know you back then when I bought them. Otherwise, I would have done that. I would have gone right to the source.
Well, no. Content Galore was the kingpin.
Right. After that.
After that, Master Resell Rights, there was 2 or 3 other ones at the time. They dropped off. Master Resell Rights became the top head honcho, and now these other ones that you see mainly pull their information from him.
Right, but I like to just get the once a year or lifetime. I can't do the monthly fee. That's why I always want. That's why I went with the other ones, not realizing that they were just the second hand at the time.
Yeah.
But just think about it. Our members of Mardox get to have all this access just included with the membership.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, all these videos, all these PLRs, these ebooks tonight that I've been uploading. We're up to what now? How many ebooks do we have in the system? And this is only after 2 days. Give me a second here.
Would we be offering
32? There's 32 different ebooks put in the last 2 days, day and a half, that I plugged in, and that will be accessible to our members. They'll just have to go in, go click, and start reading.
I have a question. Are we giving out any PLR so that they can make a business?
Yep.
With the ebooks, not just have it for their arsenal, but also they can create their own with it too.
Yeah, there's going to be a whole section just on PLR.
Yeah, so you have the option to go a step further instead of just getting the books itself. There'll be a section where they can also buy the rights, so to speak, to do whatever they want with it, right?
That's right. That's right. I just purchased software, and I have. I will have to charge the service, but if anybody who has a PLR wants to reword it, and then wants a cover for their document, because it always looks good when you distribute it. You got a cover image, and then the people see the nice image of a book, and then of course you got the actual document itself. That image, I've got software that makes that now, all sorts of layouts and designs and.
You got to tell me about the software because I want to get one of those.
The what?
I want to get that software.
If you got $500.
Yeah, I can. I spent more than that on software.
Okay, cool. I'll show you later on where to go to get it. It's expensive, but it's worth it. Because
I always buy that type of software, so I didn't know you had that. I would have asked you sooner about it.
Yeah, no, well, I just got it recently. I just got it
okay.
Because I want to offer to my our clients, our members, the ones that say yes, I want to make an ebook cover. Hey, if I sell an ebook cover for $50 or even $25, all I need to do is sell it 20 times, and I've already paid back the whole cost of the software.
See, that's the thing when I buy software for $500,000, depending who's making it, what kind of software it is,
500 or 1,000.
Huh?
500 or 1,000.
What,
You made it sound like 500,000.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I said it really fast. 500 or 1,000. I meant.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's worth it to me because I just using it for the services I provide alone. I mean, I used to sell software. Now I make more money using the software instead of selling it. That's why I don't care about whether there's an affiliate or whether I ever sell it anymore, because I want to be exclusive, and I like the fact that I can create a service with it and get paid over and over again instead of just selling it one time and then that's it.
Yeah, I want to get into doing getting some of these PLRs and make. I got PLRs, whole sets of PLRs, and private label rights, and I want to get in there and make it so Mardox distributes like collections of topics and PDF format. And I think it looks really neat when you bring up the icon, the book covers. And they all look similar, but you can see it's a collection. And people will pay money to have the collection.
That's what we should do. We should create our own e-covers and our own e-books and articles.
That's what I'm working to for next month.
But I need to make time and do that too, because I can contribute so much of what I'm good at, just like what you're good at. And if everybody in our membership kind of pulled, their talents together.
Well, what I might do with my articles is I might distribute.
It'll be unique.
Mardox Elite. And
no, I mean it'll be unique content.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They'll be elite, and for the first 6 months or a year, they get it, and then
unique.
Oh, unique. Yeah. I was talking about Mardox Elite.
Yeah, I know the next level.
The next level up. They'll get access to those ebooks, and then after a year or so, then it'll trickle down to the lower levels.
Right.
So that hey, if you want the newest, freshest content from the Mardox gardens. Excuse me. Many other good questions to ask on this topic. Do you work out? How much do you weigh? Oh. Here's one. Are you married?
What does that matter?
Yes. Happily.
Or unless they're asking for the sake of how you divvy up your time between family and business. I can't see why else they would ask that question.
Wow. Yeah. Am I married? Yes, I am. Happily. 19 years. Soon to be 19 years. And no, it's not a habit. It's a privilege.
Well, I was married since November of 2000 myself.
1999 is when I met Tina. And
1998 when I met Kurt.
There you go. And I don't regret it at all. I joke around a lot and stuff like that. We still get into our arguments. Her and I butt heads a lot, but I mean,
what couple doesn't?
Yeah, that's true. Wow, you know, there's a lot there. I'm just skimming through some questions. Some of these questions are just bogus.
Yeah, we have kids. We raise them well. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I even homeschool.
Do you play Xbox or PS4? PS4? They exist?
Wow, I didn't think they did anymore.
I thought it ended at PS3. I have to go look that up. I got an Xbox One, if that's what you want to know.
Xbox, remember the Wii system?
Well, yeah, but that's pretty recent.
And I know, but do you remember how like they came up with all these games for the Wii because it's so interactive? Now they're going. I can't wait till I can test one of those helmets or whatever you call them.
Yeah, the VR. That's not ready yet. Not for another 5 years.
I know, but yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, not price wise, but unless you want to vomit all over your living room floor, I would wait.
Huh?
They make you nauseous. The frame rate.
You do?
Yes, because this technology came out, and because of this technology, we're starting to realize that human eye needs 120 frames per second. Otherwise, your eye picks up that there's a discrepancy between your eyes and your ears.
I never knew that could affect you like that.
Don't go wasting your money on it right now. Don't. I'm telling you, don't.
Well, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, I can't right now. I'm just saying when it's ready, when it's
I figure it's going to be ready in about 2 to 5 years.
Well, that's still a little bit off.
Yeah, well, because computers need to get more powerful. We're just getting to the point where there's gaming computers that are able to push 120 frames per second. Also, I want to try it out when we don't need any more wires connected to the computer. I want the headset wireless. 100%
yeah,
wireless.
I tried wireless keyboard and stuff, but it keeps losing signal, and it eats up the batteries.
But again, it's technology. You're talking radio signal. I'm talking Bluetooth. High speed, high frequency connection. The VR, we're talking wireless to transmit video and audio, not keyboard. Those frequencies are way different.
Oh, okay.
But the technology isn't there yet. It's getting there. It's getting there, but it's not there yet. Other question. I just want to try to wrap something. Some of these go back a couple days ago. I was hoping to get.
Okay.
How long have you been doing YouTube? I don't know. I didn't even realize I was doing YouTube. I use YouTube. I didn't know I was doing YouTube.
Well, some people look at it that way.
Yeah, sorry YouTube. I didn't know.
I'll call you the next morning. I'll still respect you.
I'll still respect you, YouTube. What's that other one there? Twitch.
YouTube, you're so easy.
Will you start taking super chats?
Super chats?
Yeah, not yet.
Super chats? What the heck was super chats? I keep getting
that. People what is it? You guys want to send me money?
What is super chat? I never heard of that.
On YouTube, when you're doing a live stream, there's a function called super chat. People can pay money and ask a question, and it comes up in a separate window, separate from all the other
When did they
text.
Start doing that? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they can send you whatever currency and their currency, and it goes into your Google Wallet kind of thing. And
but when did they start doing that? Because that's news.
About a year ago, year and a half ago.
I usually keep up on all this stuff, but I mean, it's not possible to keep up on every thing. But I thought I would know that at least. Jeez, that's new to me.
Yeah, that's it.
You never stop learning, right?
Where did you go to school to learn programming? The School of Hard Knocks. I went to the School of Hard Knocks.
And then some.
I went to a small elementary school called Trial and Error.
You have this. You're one of those people that have the natural gift and the technical brain. That's
Yeah,
why
that's-
you cut. Some people are just self-starters like that.
Let's do a little story before we wrap it up. I'm so keen on mathematics and programming. Like I said before, at the age of 7, I started learning machine language. My dad brought home an IBM AT, and a really old, I mean, a beast of a machine to repair. My dad was a repair technician. And I asked him, I said, how is it when I push the letter A shows up on the screen? And there was no basic back then, really. It was really, limited. And so my dad went to work, came back, and that next night, and he brought home a book on assembly language or machine language, and the 8086 processor. So we started page 1. We started reading, and then they had a little piece of code that would tell you how to get into machine language assembly and what to type in. And when you did this, it wrote your name on the screen. And it really was find the letter A, find the code, punch in the letter A. If you want the letter B, find the letter B, that code, punch that, which is 66, by the way. And it's 65 is the capital letter A, I believe. So go look it up on an ASCII table. Go look it up, ASCII, and you'll see I'm right. So started doing programming, and by the age of 10, I published my very first math program in a magazine. Magazine's no longer with us anymore. But I still continued doing programming, machine language programming, stuff like that. So that was really the deep core stuff. Getting into grade 4, I was already so good in mathematics and algebra and stuff like that. Just give me a second. I got somebody here. What's up? Yeah, I'm recording. Yeah. What's up? Yeah, it's fine. You going to bed? Why you sit down? Yeah, but then why are you asking now? Night night. Night night. Daughter's going to bed. Huh?
Night night, daughter. Whichever one it is.
Don't touch the cookies, or do touch them.
Which daughter is it?
Tiffany.
Oh. Good night, Tiff.
So in grade 4, this is where it got bad. In grade 4, teacher asked us all. Teacher was doing something with paperwork, to keep the class busy. He said, "Here's a chocolate bar," and the first person, I got to try to line up to my camera. The first person to add up all the numbers from 1 to 100 wins a chocolate bar. So it was 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Now we're not using calculators. I wrote down n bracket n plus 1 bracket divided by 2. I handed it in. This is about a minute after I thought about it, and in my head it made sense. 100, n being 100, and then I said, okay, no problem. Well, it's off by 1, so n plus 1 inside the brackets, multiplied all together, divided by 2. It made perfect sense to me. Most people hear what I'm saying right now and go, what? And I handed the page in to the teacher. The teacher said, this is absolute gibberish and nonsense. Go see the principal. So I did. I went to see the principal. And principal looked at what I'd done, and he says, do you understand this? And I said, yeah. 100 bracket, 100 plus 1 bracket divided by 2, 5,050. And he had to call the teacher and on the phone waiting for the teacher to answer the classroom going, what's the answer to your problem? And she goes, I don't know, I haven't added it up yet. She was using a calculator going 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5
Oh, wow.
all the way to 100.
That'd take forever.
And 5,050 is the right answer. And I did that in grade 4.
You're almost like Rain Man.
Yeah. And but you see, what happened after that was I got bored with school. I already knew algebra in grade 4. I knew trigonometry by grade 6. And I was absorbing all this information because it had to do with computers, right? And I absorbed this. I got bored with school. I stopped doing my homework. I was just like, why am I going to do that? To the point that in grade 6, they gave us a sheet of multiplication to do. And I did all the multiplication. But where it was like 4 times 2 and 2 times 4, I didn't answer the 2 times 4 because the 4 times 2 I already answered once, which is 8, right?
Yeah, but they think they're tricking you by reversing it.
Yeah, so I just ignored it. So what's the point? So the teacher said, well, why didn't you answer half the questions? I said, why should I? I already answered it once. So,
Yeah, but you got to do is stay safe. Because
Yeah.
that's just how it is.
yeah, I know, but you see, the teacher should have been smart and saw there was a teen mind sitting there instead of saying, now I'm going to punish you for being stupid.
You know, that's the thing. It takes a really good teacher, whether, even in today's, society,
Yeah.
it takes a really good teacher to really pay attention to her students because she will pick up on students like yourself,
Yeah.
or like me, or like my husband, because we were in the we were in a high category for IQ as well.
Yeah.
But a lot of teachers don't. This is why I homeschool my daughter, because I don't trust public schools, especially today. It's worse than ever.
That's right.
And private school becomes very expensive when you can. She learns more here than she even did in private school, which is still better than public school. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Whether it's Christian or any other private school, but we were ahead of our grade, but we didn't have that nurturing that I can give her here at home with
Well, yeah,
having
yeah,
her learn
yeah,
her
but-
pace,
yeah, but
one-on-one, quicker.
The teacher is a hired person to take care of your kid. You're the
And
parent.
it's a group of people that she has, a group of kids she has to look out after. That's not her fault, but
Yeah, I went to another school in high school. I got fed up in high school. I got sent off to basically a private school, and I was lucky because that school stuck me with 4 other kids and with 1 teacher, and I managed to do all my high school in 2 years, from end to end, and I don't regret doing it. But it was still tedious because I'm like, why am I doing this? I already know this stuff, and why do I need history? And
Well, my husband Kurt,
I don't need to spell apple ELPPA.
well, my husband Kurt quit 11th grade and he never graduated high school because he got bored. He was just like you. Luckily, I stuck it out because in my school we had an Excel program and you could take like college courses, ahead of your grade. His school didn't offer that. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why I was able to keep my interest going.
Yeah, and I don't regret being bad in school. I learn everything I need to learn as I go. I don't encourage anyone to do what I'm doing, but
There's something to be said about rich dad, poor dad.
I'm on the fence whether or not the school system's any good or not anymore.
Okay, Common Core needs to go. That is definitely a no-no.
The what?
I'm glad I didn't have it when I was a kid, but they have it in her public school.
Hold on.
And that's why I don't
I
teach it
didn't
here.
hear what you said.
Common Core is
Yeah.
bad,
Yeah.
and I didn't have it, and I will not let her use it.
There you go.
But
Hey,
I will tell you this: Rich Dad Poor Dad has a point. If you ever had the book or the video with Robert Kiyosaki, it's true about how society has changed. And unless you're going to become a doctor, lawyer, or something that you have no choice but to go to school for, you're better off, going to trade school like I did instead of college, because a lot of college people end up bagging your groceries after they get out. They don't even get their teacher's degree, or they don't even get a teacher's job, or they teach you to be an employee, not an employer, or they teach you to not be an entrepreneur.
I only know one person, honest to God, I only know one person ever in my life that's gone through college and is doing the job that person went to college for. And that's my daughter Sandra. She went in to become a registered nurse, and she is now a registered nurse. But of everybody who went through that course, I think only like the top 10% actually got placed in jobs. The rest right now are waiting to get job placement.
Yeah, even if you go for a teacher's degree, there's no guarantee you're going to even get a job doing that afterwards.
Yeah.
And people end up working at McDonald's or something like that.
Yeah. Working at McDonald's isn't bad, but still,
I worked there as a kid, but
yeah. But there's full-grown adults working at McDonald's.
I know but most of them were like retired, or I mean, I'm not discriminating because all types of people work there. Like, you're just looking for some pocket money, but if you're looking to seriously pay your bills, it will not cut it alone.
Oh, yes, it
you
does.
have to work 2-3 jobs.
Yes, it does. It is a full-fledged job.
I mean, you wouldn't get paid enough to be able to pay your bills.
Yes, you do. Yes, you can.
Not when I was doing it.
Yeah, but you're probably part-time.
No, I was full-time.
Well, no, but working at McDonald's, you got to get paid at least minimum wage. I think it's $15.
You have to move up the ranks of being a manager before, and even then, it's only a lousy $1 more an hour.
No, it's
when I was
not.
there as
Working
swing
at
shift manager.
working at McDonald's right now is $15 an hour.
Okay, it's only $4 or $5 when I was working there.
Yeah, I know, but your bread and your milk didn't cost 10 times as much.
Well, yeah, I know you have to deal with the inflation of the price of living. I get that.
Yeah, everything followed, but maybe you're just whatever. But I mean, working at McDonald's is not a bad place to work. I know a lot of people that work there, but it's why go to college just to work at McDonald's after? That's what I'm saying. My buddy Chris went to college to work in computer sciences, and now I'm not sure if he even works in computers right now. I think he's working on something else totally different. You know.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but I probably make more money now than I would have had I gone to college and had to pay back all the money that I put in college. I couldn't even afford to go to college, but I never really had a reason to go either.
Yeah.
I had the grades to go,
Yeah,
but
I make more money per year right now than if I went to work for somebody.
I mean, even if you're AV honor like I was in straight A's in some semesters, it doesn't mean anything in today's society if you don't have the right, whatever to do what you want to do for a living. That's what it comes down to. Are you do you want to be an employee, or do you want to be an entrepreneur? Not everybody's going to have to be an entrepreneur.
Well, no, but not everybody can be.
No, there's no such thing as job security anymore. It's a different society.
Yeah, I know, but not everybody can be an entrepreneur. Not everybody can. And that's another thing with the internet. Not everybody can be an internet marketer.
And some people can take to a certain skill set that somebody else can't.
That's right. I think everybody can do something on the internet to make money.
Yeah.
But not everybody is going to be a rich big dog at the end of the day. There is a limit to how much. Not everybody can be rich. If everybody's rich, who's going to be poor?
But here's the thing too. Some people, $500 a month would change their life, and that's all they need.
Oh yeah, I agree. $500 a month for me would be a big thing. Hey, Belinda. Close the show up.
Thank you for joining our late Mardox chat.
We're not sure what we're calling it yet.
On our content and other things, other goodies. I don't know.
Let's call it the Mega Content Review and Chat.
The Mega Content Review of Mardox.
There you go.
Thank you for joining our enlightening and thought-provoking chat. And we appreciate our members and our audience always viewing in to see what we say and do next. So please join us next time, whenever that may be, that we do this again.
Tomorrow night.
Okay, great. Tomorrow night we'll be here then.
Why not? Let's do a day and a night show. We can get maybe we can get some other members in from Mardox and talk about content.
Well, everybody, have a great night and God bless.
Where's the button?